Okay, so here we have the ring. Is going to be sized from a size 7 to a size 8. So right now we're measuring right at 7, and I have already cut the ring, and we have to fill in the gap with gold to size it up to what it needs to be. So here we go to the next step. Okay, so this is size in stock in 14 karat rose gold. It's comparable to the size that we need to fit into the ring. You see right there. So the next step is to cut the size that we need. So I have marked already the amount that I'm going to be cutting from it. Okay, here we go. So that is the amount of gold that we need for sizing. Okay, so the next step that we can do is I have the piece of gold right there that I'm going to use to size up. I'm going to use a needle nose, um, a needle burnish to cut a groove on the sides of this piece of gold so it will fit in the ring. It will make sense in a little bit. I'll show you once it's done. That's one side. Now we're going to flip it around to get the other side. Okay. Okay, so now we have the ring and with a gap. So this gap right here is going to be replaced with a piece of gold that we cut. So that is the size that we need. So we take it up to the size 8, and we're just going to put a piece of gold in there. And those grooves that I put in there are going to help to keep the ring, to keep the piece of gold in place. Right there. So maybe able to appreciate it a little bit more. So now we're almost almost ready to weld these two pieces together. Okay, and on to the next step. At this point, we're going to add some flux that will keep the ring from turning black with the flame. So we get the torch going. There we go. You want a nice and hot blue flame. You don't want to see any yellow in there. So let me see here. There we go. So we're ready. So, okay. What we're doing here is we are fusing the rose gold together with the ring. No solder, no other metals used. Just fusing metal to metal. The flame could be a little hotter, but we're going to do it slow. Probably that works a little bit better. So in this case we have diamonds, so we don't concern too much about the integrity of the stones because the diamonds can hold up a lot of heat. There we go. Get the other side a little bit more. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just making sure I'm getting a really good bond. All the angles. The top, the bottom, everywhere with a really good fused molten metal. And of course without melting the ring itself. You gotta control the heat where it goes. All right. So the next step of the process is to take this ring and put it in the crock pot, which has a pickle solution in it. What it does, it helps clean off some of that fire scale that the ring has right now. And I'm using some copper thongs so it won't weaken the acid in the pickle pot. So swirl it a couple times and it's ready. I put it there to rinse. So now it's rinsing in just plain old water. Okay, on to the next step. All right, here we go on the next step. So I'm going to show you what I've done with this solder right there. You can see it's a really nice bond. There's no cracks or anything. The metal is fused to the ring. So now what we have to do is clean it and get it ready for the customer to pick it up. Okay, on to the next stage. We use a Misi wheel. So with a Misi wheel, we're going to grind the inside of the band so the ring, it won't have as much excess material in it. Okay, as always, conserving as much of this precious metal that flies out. which is recycled later on. Okay, so the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file again the excess material on the sides. Both sides. All right, we're going to double check the size. Perfect, an 8. Okay. Okay. Now we use 600 grit sandpaper on a little paddle that you can use. Excellent. It's even. It's round. It's good. Next step, I'm going to use a inside rubber wheel. This fits inside the ring just to take off some excess scratches. At this point, this is the finishing process. By the way, this little square machine right here, it's a vacuum that takes off all the dust away, and it has a filter in there. So the filter, it saves my lungs basically from breathing all that dust. So that's what it does. So on to the next machine. This one here, same as the other one, is a polishing hood with the with vacuum and the filters. So at this point, I'm going to use a felt wheel, which is going to pre-polish the ring, which helps it out on the polishing process to make it faster. It makes it easier to polish, and you know it helps. So there we go. Okay, this is the polishing room. So in here, I'm going to use this wheel to polish it. This wheel turns about 3,200 revolutions per minute. Let me just make sure that information is correct. It says it in here somewhere in the motor, but anyways, that's about the speed. So here we go. All right, here we are in the cleaning room, you can call it that. So here I have a ultrasonic, and you don't see it, but it's a steamer on the other side. We're not going to use it today. But what this does is basically remove that rouge that was used, is the polishing compound that was used to polish the ring. The polishing compounds, it basically puts very small scratches in it and it shines it up. And with the wheel in the polishing machine, what it does, it just turns so fast and it just shines the ring up like new. So at this point, I'm going to use the little paper hook and place it in the ultrasonic. It's going to make that noise, and we'll be playing in about 10 minutes. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video.